trail cameras in the Scottish Highlands don't malfunction often, but in late 2016 something started appearing in the footage that made no sense. Rabbits, thousands of them, covering entire hillsides like a living carpet. Then in April 2017, the cameras went silent. Not broken, just empty. No rabbits, no movement, nothing. Within 72 hours, nearly every rabbit population across a 400 square kilometer stretch of the Cairngorms had vanished. No bodies, no blood, no explanation. Local farmers thought it was disease. Ecologists suspected poison. But when the Scottish Wildlife Trust pulled the archived footage from 2007, they found something no one had been looking for: 42 wildcats, released 6 years earlier into terrain that hadn't seen them in over 70 years. And the cameras had been watching them ever since. What they recorded wasn't just predation, it was something far more calculated. Something that took 6 years to build. And when it finally triggered, it didn't just reduce the rabbit population, it erased it. The Scottish wildcat was declared functionally extinct in the wild by 2018. Hybridization with domestic cats had destroyed the bloodline. Habitat loss did the rest. By 2023, fewer than 30 genetically pure wildcats existed, all of them in captivity. The Saving Wildcats project changed that. In September 2020, a team led by Dr. David Barclay released 42 captive-bred wildcats into the Cairngorms National Park. Each animal was fitted with a GPS collar, each one monitored 24/7. The location was carefully chosen: remote valleys, dense woodland, low human activity, and critically, an exploding rabbit population. Rabbits had been overrunning the Highlands for years. No natural predators left to control them. They stripped vegetation down to the roots. Entire hillsides were collapsing from overgrazing. The wildcats were supposed to help, but no one expected them to be this effective. For the first 3 years, the population grew slowly. Breeding pairs established territories. Kits were born in hidden dens. By 2021, the GPS data showed 61 wildcats spread across the park. Then something shifted. The collars started showing coordinated movement. Not hunting alone, hunting together. Wildcats are solitary animals. They don't form packs, they don't cooperate, but the footage told a different story. In January 2022, a trail camera near Loch Morlich captured 5 wildcats moving in sequence through the same valley, spread out, timed, driving rabbits toward a choke point. It looked deliberate, and by March 2023, the rabbits were gone. Not just reduced, gone. Dr. Barclay's team went into the field expecting to find carcasses, disease, something explainable. What they found instead was a landscape in total silence, and every single wildcat collar transmitting from the exact same 12-kilometer radius. The team hiked into the zone in early May 2023. What they found wasn't a hunting ground. It was a buffer, a 12-kilometer ring around the core wildcat territory, completely empty of rabbits. But beyond that ring, rabbit populations were normal. Thriving, even. It was as if an invisible line had been drawn, and nothing crossed it. Dr. Barclay pulled 6 years of GPS data. The pattern was unmistakable. The wildcats had spent years learning the terrain, mapping every burrow, every escape route. Then, in late 2024, they began moving in waves, not random, synchronized, pushing rabbits outward from the center, forcing them into the outer zones. And once the core was clear, they held it. Any rabbit that wandered back in was taken within hours. It wasn't aggression, it was territorial control. The wildcats had created a predator-free zone for themselves, a kingdom with borders they enforced absolutely. By summer 2024, vegetation in the core zone had returned. Saplings grew unchecked. Erosion slowed. The land was healing. The rabbits never came back, not because they were all dead, but because the Wildcats had made it clear. This ground belonged to them now. Dr. Barkley's final report called it emergent behavior, a learned response to prey abundance, but locals in Aviemore had a simpler explanation. The Wildcats remembered what these mountains were before humans reshaped them, and in 6 years they took it back. Today, the population stands at over 80 animals, all descendants of those original 42. The rabbit exclusion zone has expanded to 18 kilometers, and every trail camera in the Cairngorms tells the same story. The land doesn't need us to fix it, it just needs the right animal put back. If this kind of story interests you, subscribe for more hidden ecological comebacks that rewrote the rules. Sometimes nature doesn't need saving, it just needs space to remember what it used to be.